Hi, I'm Tammy Randolph with the Cleveland Bradley Chamber of Commerce, and you've joined us for today's episode of The Chamber Does What? And I'm very excited to have for my guest today, Cameron Fisher. Cameron, thank you for being here.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
He is the communications coordinator at the Church of God International offices. But today we're not going to talk about that too much. Today I want to talk about your involvement with the Greenway, because I think I told you before, when I think of the Greenway, I think of you, because you've always been the spearheaded behind it that I know. How did you get involved with the Greenway?
Well, first of all, I don't get paid for doing anything with the Greenway. People think that's my full-time job. It is not my full-time job, but it is a very rewarding volunteer job. I got involved, it was about 20 years ago. Well, the Greenway itself started 25 years ago next year. We're having our 25th anniversary of the first phase going down, which was between 20th and 25th Street. It actually runs in front of the Church of God offices. That was the first phase. And after that, they saw, the powers that be anyway, saw how much it was being used, that quarter mile. People were just parking and walking back and forth, back and forth. Mm-hmm. So I said, well, maybe there really is something to this Greenway concept. So they decided that they needed to have a group of volunteers from the community that would be kind of the hands and feet on the ground, just kind of keeping an eye on it. It was and still is under the city parks and recreation, their supervision as far as the maintenance and, all that. But that was, they wanted to get a group together that could just kind of look and kind of chart the vision and the future for it. So at the time I was actually serving on the chamber board. This is my connection to the Greenway. And Jerry Bohannon, 2 directors ago, Jerry Bo, he came up to me and said, hey, they're starting this group of volunteers and they need an official chamber representative. Would you be that person? And I said, well, what's a Greenway? I basically didn't really know what a Greenway was. And so anyway, I said one more committee. And I'm so glad that opportunity came up because it's been the most rewarding for me. I'm involved in a lot of things. I'm involved with the chamber, involved with Rotary. But this has been the most rewarding in a way that is intrinsically rewarding because you can really see the progress. You can feel like you have a part in it, not just me, but the board. Sometimes I get too much credit, like I'm the guy who's the visionary. I'm not.
Like I said, when I think of the Greenway, I think of Cameron.
Well, I appreciate that. And I do have a passion for it. And I like to see it get out there and people know about it. There's a lot of people that regularly walk the Greenway, run the Greenway, bike it. But there's thousands more that have never even been on it. And it's kind of my goal to make sure everybody at least gets on it and realizes what a great asset it is to the community.
Now, I know, like you said, it came on in phases. And so it did start with just that small section there by the Prayer Plaza,
right,
which is a great area. And then we also have the Greenway Park that's there on Raider Drive. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people know about those 2 areas. How far exactly, where does the Greenway start and end right now?
Well, if you go from, I call it the bitter end to the bitter end, you've got a little over 4 miles, like 4.2 miles. Mm-hmm. It goes about a third of a mile beyond Mohawk Drive, which is the street that runs behind Home Depot.
Right.
And if you started there and went all the way to the end, right now it ends at Willow Street. Phase 6 is going from Willow Street to Inman. And if you've been over there, where Starbucks is, and you look over across from Starbucks, there's a big arch that is already in place with going nowhere at this point. We're just waiting on phase 6 to come through there. It's been, obviously we've had 5 phases before this along Mouse Creek. This has been the hardest phase to get off the ground simply because there's a lot of I's to dot and T's to cross, environmental issues, things that are not going to, ultimately it will come in. It's just taken a lot more time. And I'm not even going to think about saying it's going to be done at a certain time because I've done that before and I've gotten in trouble for it. So just look for it. Hopefully, I think with the upcoming 25th anniversary of the Greenway next year.
That's exciting.
That's exciting. And I think that's kind of maybe lit a fire on really trying to get that phase done. That's my hope, is that it'll be done by, I think it's October of 2026 when we are when we celebrate the 25th anniversary.
We're the 100th.
Yeah, you're the chamber's the 100th this year. But anyway, hopefully a lot way before that, but maybe that just kind of gives a drop dead deadline kind of thing.
And that connector will connect it to downtown, correct?
It could, yes. The big long-term phase vision for the city is to take 3rd Street and widen that into a big boulevard. It would connect that way. And it would also connect up I think it's 1st Street that goes up by the little park that's downtown, the little historic park. And so there's all different kinds of ways it can go. We don't have anything set in stone, but yes, it will definitely connect to the downtown.
Now, I have heard, and I don't know if this is true, that at some point the long-term perfect goal is to have it be able to go from all the way out to the Ocoee River and all the way up to the Hiwassee River. Is that?
Now, the Ocoee River, not in my lifetime. But yes, the original, back in 1998, 99, when they were really conceiving this, the idea was to go from the Village Green to the Hiwassee River. And that's possible if we follow Mouse Creek. But there are a lot of property issues that way. To me, I would love to see us get to the soccer complex off of Mouse Creek. That would be a natural ending place. Beyond that is just, grasslands and, farms and things like that.
Industry.
And right. So we could really, what I'd like to see happen is when they widen North Lee Highway, which I understand has been taken off the table with TDOT. And when they widen that all the way up to Charleston, that would be ideal to have a greenway just kind of snaking along beside that. It would be a lot easier to manage. It's just, there's a lot of different things that come along with greenways. Where we have gone so far, the 4.2 miles I mentioned, have been relatively easy simply because they are down there, they're not downtown. They are along a part that has already been developed with the city and the community, and going beyond there is getting in people's backyards and things like that. And that's understandable. People want to make sure that they're safe and all that, and it's not an issue. Safety is not an issue. It's just that if you think about it, okay, this is my house, it's my backyard. Do I want it going there? Just some things to consider. So we're trying to find the best path up to the Hiwassee River, but there's no promises on anything of what's going to happen yet.
Like I said, I remember that being a goal in the very beginning. And so I just wondered if that was realistic or not. And on the Greenway, you can walk, you can run, you can bike, you can skateboard, you can do everything on the Greenway.
Everything except for a motorized vehicle.
Nice. Well, good to know. I won't bring my little jump cart when I get that going.
I think maybe an EV bike or an e-bike, is that what you call it? Those are okay. As long as the biggest thing is, what people sometimes don't realize that it's the pedestrians that have the right of way. If you're a biker, you're the one that's supposed to yield to the pedestrians. Now, the pedestrians need to cooperate and get over and let them pass. But just don't go too fast on a bike. We haven't had just very few incidents where somebody has just not, they're supposed to tell them, ring a bell or say on your left or something like that.
Well, and I go on the Greenway. I do. I walk, and my grandson would ride his bike and whatnot. And we hear that they'll make sure, and you pay, they give you warning when they're coming up. The bikers have been really good. And so
that's ideal either
everybody
way.
Has.
Yeah. And it's just matter like anything else. If you're on a sidewalk downtown, if you're coming up behind somebody, just tell them that you're coming by. So.
And people are really nice. I mean, they're talking to each other. It's a good community meeting area.
It really is.
Especially the Greenway Park that's there. It's a great place to, when you're walking and you're doing that whole stint, then you can take the kids and they can play there for a little while and you can finish. And it's really great because, like you said, it goes along Mouse Creek. You got ducks there.
Yep.
And so you can see the ducks, and it's a great outdoor experience without having to worry about uneven ground, because that's a problem for a lot of people my age.
Well, our goal has been to make safe passage. If you have a mother in a stroller, she could go that whole 4.2 miles without having to cross any streets. And that's the way it is right now. Now, when we get to Willow, you will have to cross Willow, but there are plans to go under Willow eventually. But we want families and, like I say, young mothers with kids on bikes to feel free that, hey, they're not going to get hurt. They're not going to cross the street without me being there to help escort them across. So
now I think people probably wonder why Jerry Bow thought you would be a good candidate for this. I don't know if a lot of people are aware. You are quite the runner, and you have ran marathons in almost all 50 states.
All 50 states.
So you have gotten all 50, and also, you wanted to make sure you saw the presidential libraries and all of those. Have you accomplished all your presidential library visits?
I have seen all the presidential libraries that have been built. Still waiting on Trump, Biden, and Obama to come
So
and
give you time. So
give me some
So
time.
it was a good reason. I'm a good match to put you with the Greenway because that's kind of in your wheelbarrow.
But ironically, it's the Greenway that got me into running.
Really?
Yes, I was not a runner before that. I started about 2 years after that the committee was formed, and I can tell you unequivocally that I would not have become a runner if it wasn't for the Greenway because of what I just mentioned earlier, the safe passage, being able to go out. It's lighted in the morning. I always run before daylight, and if it didn't have lights on the Greenway, it just would be a non-starter because you can't see where you're going, obviously. And you don't want to run on the street with busy commuters.
Right.
So that was a catalyst for me becoming a Greenway. And I will say, you said you've run a marathon in every state.
Yeah.
It's not a marathon. I've just run a half marathon. So I can't claim a full marathon, but people say that, hey, you've run a marathon in every state. I say, yeah, okay. Just accept it. I'll take that double credit.
But you were also part of the handoff marathon that you ran to the Boston Marathon, correct?
Yeah, back in 2014. That 2014. Was 1,000 miles from here to Boston. That was an epic adventure. It really was.
So I think kind of overall, you said, there's a one more committee and you're really glad you say yes. Sometimes being open to saying yes
absolutely
opens up a whole new world. And that's what it did for you with the Greenway and with the running. And that's kind of become a big thing for you.
It really has. And, if you're anybody who's asked to do things, volunteers, don't look at it as an obligation. Look at it as an opportunity. So it's just something that, some committees I've been on over the years, I've just run my stint, however it was, a 2 or 3 year committee, and it's been, okay, yeah, I can move on. But most of the things I've been involved with, if there's a time to run out, I was sorry to see it end because I enjoyed it so much. So,
well, we'll never end your time with the chamber. I can tell you that. You're going to be around forever. Let me ask just kind of a left field question because I like to do that. You've been you've been around, you've been all over the country, but what would you say when you're going to these other places? When you think about Cleveland and back home, Cleveland and Bradley County, what do you think is the best part about Cleveland and Bradley County?
Well, I will say that I'll just use earlier this year as an example. In April, I went and did a half marathon in Springfield, Illinois. I'm trying to get capital cities too to run. But things that I look for on these runs are greenways. And this particular half marathon had 2 or 3 different greenways that we ran on, and it helps me to get some great ideas. Whenever I'm out of town, I'm always looking for things about Cleveland, how we can, or like we do it better than them, or here's a great idea for us. So, it's all about thinking about your community. You get out of town to get out of town. But I'm always thinking, at least me, I'm always thinking in the back of my mind, hey, is this something we can use in Cleveland? Is this something we can use on the Greenway? So, and I'll never stop doing that.
No, and we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here, Cameron. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for watching, listening. You can follow us on YouTube channel, or you can get us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And we'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.